Hey, good evening, Micromep here doing a post-market video. Today was a pretty flat day overall. Um, let's go here to see because the futures on the TD Ameritrade app will be showing the after hours. So the Asia markets are trading lower, tracking Wall Street's losses, Japan inflation numbers. I have to click there to see. But the Nikkei is down 500, 1.5%. Kospi's down over 1%. Uh, no, let me go back. I wanted to read that, see what it said about inflation. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Japan inflation numbers watched. So I don't know if the numbers released. March inflation with headline inflation rate coming at 2.7, down from 2.18 in February. The core inflation rate, which strips out fresh food prices, stood at 2.6, in line with expectations. So we have red over in the Asia markets. In the regular session, and we'll go to the futures. I just want to look at the regular session. Dow Jones was up a little bit. S&P down 11. Nasdaq down 0.5%, and the small caps were. Let's see. That's the Russell. They were down more than 0.25%, but not much. Down 5. Let's take a look at the futures here in the Thinkorswim mobile app. So we have the 10-year down 462. Foreign currencies mixed. Let's take a look at what the dollar's doing. Dollar is up some. Bitcoin down 600 to 63,000. Oil down 20 cents to under 82 bucks. S&P down 17 to 531. Gold down 8, just down, below 2,400. Copper's been rallying at 442. Small caps down 7 to 1950. Nasdaq down almost 100 to 17,455. Dow Jones down 110 at 37,897, under the 38K. We talked about the Nikkei, palladium and platinum, 1,009.50, pretty range bound. Nat gas 175, really low. Silver 28.22. 16 cents. VIX up a quarter, and the grains are up a little bit. Actually, the grains, corn, 17, corn 426, soybeans 1132, and wheat 537. Sorry, I heard a noise there. I don't know, my alarm. I kind of dazed off of the video. My alarm went off in my house, and I don't know what the noise was from. Sorry about that. So not really much happening today in the market. Pretty flat. After the bell, we had Netflix earnings and Internal Surgical. I'll get into the trades I did. Got a little bit distracted. My wife and kid left the house, and I have this dog that I rescued going crazy with my mother-in-law, and I heard the alarm, so I wanted to make sure all the doors were closed. So sorry about that. So yeah, we got some right here in the after hours. So Netflix, let's see what Netflix. Let's go into the. I had 12 fills today. I did a put credit spread in Intuitive Surgical. They reported earnings. I took $120. I sold a 350, 345 put. And it's trading up in the after hours to 385. I also did a put credit spread in Eli Lilly. $228 I collected. I sold the 700, picked up the 690. It was down on the day. 742. They have to do with the obesity drugs and stuff like that. I did an earnings trade in Netflix. I sold a 550, 545 put. Most of these are 29 days out. Netflix is 580 in the after hours. So we'll see. The expected move was 50. So they closed at 610 and minus 580. So it's within the move of 50 as of right now. Hasn't opened. It's $30 in total was the expected move. Microsoft, I did a put credit spread. I sold the 385, 380 put credit spread for $1.07, $107. Tesla did a put credit spread as well. And I sold calls against my leaps in GDX, GDXJ, GFI, XLE, BIDO, and I also did a put credit spread in Taiwan Semiconductor since it got hit hard. And those were my trades today. Not really active because the market wasn't too volatile and we have a lot of earnings coming up. The 30-year mortgage is at 8%. So the bonds have been the rates on the bonds have been climbing, and that is causing interest rates to climb. You can see that the 2 years paying 4.97, the 10 years paying 4.61, and the 30 years at 4.72. And they've risen a lot, and the 30 years at 8%. HELOC, I think prime is 8.5. So HELOC's interest rates are paying like 10, probably gonna be over 10%. So interest rates are actually up. So tomorrow in the morning we have American Express. Let me see here. I always forget how to find the earnings. I always forgot how to find the earnings on this on this stock tweets thing. View full calendar. Oh, here we go. Found it. So tomorrow we have Procter and Gamble, Witt, Schlumberger, Fifth Third Bank, and American Express and Regions are the ones that report tomorrow in the morning. And today in the afternoon we had, well, Taiwan was down big today. They reported in the morning. I saw the put credit spread in there. Netflix was down 32 in the after hours. Let's see who else. Intuitive Surgical, I did a play there. Genuine Parts, they do auto parts. They had a good day today. And Ally Financial had a good day today. Some of the airlines have been doing good. United has had a good rally. Alaska Air. I guess people are traveling. Well, there was a good amount of earnings because I'm scrolling here but they're the smaller names. The big names, there haven't been too many of the big names. The big names come out next week. I was looking at earlier today. Next week on Wednesday and Thursday, we've got 160 and 221. We got Microsoft, Meta, just to name a few. So a lot of earnings. So yeah, tough environment. I mean, inflation is still up there. It says Netflix blows past earnings estimates as subscribers jump 16%. Mortgage rates are now at the highest level of the year and could still climb. So that's what I was talking about. I still like. I think precious metals are a good place to be. I think energy is a good place to be, as well. Um, Energy got hit a little bit, but it's still $82 a barrel. Anything in the Middle East can happen, and that can make that energy price, that oil price, skyrocket. We still have a lot of geopolitical tensions in Iran with Israel, and we also have Ukraine. So I know SPR is at lower levels, so we need to refill the SPR and get more in there. But oil prices are still uh, too high. Um, the precious metals, with all the debt that we have and deficits, um, I think it's a no-brainer. I think the Fed is trapped. And if you guys watch the video and know about me and my thought process, I've always said that the Fed's pretty much trapped. They're gonna have to print money, and you can't print your way to prosperity. And I think that they're in a tough bind. So the rally has marketed because the market is forward looking, and they're forward looking that the Fed's gonna cut. And what the Fed needs to do is raise interest rates. They're falling behind in inflation, they want to stay higher for longer, and the inflation genie is out of the bottle. And to bring it back in, you got to have higher interest rates. But if they have higher interest rates, it's more payment on national debt. And I think right now interest is the third. I think interest has passed defense as the third largest line item on the books uh, for expenses for the country. So it's sad, man. In regards to the debt and deficits that we have. Stay out of debt. Don't be a debt slave. Um, just make sure you got your house in order, and that you're doing things to protect yourself against this inflation and all this debt that's around us. Be a minimalist. Be simple. The least things you have, the better. The less debt you have, the better. If you can't buy it cash, you can't afford it. Interest rates are crazy on credit cards. We have a credit card national problem with credit cards at the highest levels, school loans, auto debts, the country's debt. Everybody's in debt to the eyeballs. And unfortunately, this country's 70% consumerism. Stay out of that rat trap. Save your money. Invest wisely. Look at the market. Stay engaged. Even if you don't have a lot, every penny counts. The pennies take care of themselves. I mean, the dollars take care of themselves. Watch your pennies, and the dollars will take care of themselves, is a saying. So that's my 2 cents on that. Energy, precious metals. I don't think you can lose with precious metals. I think silver and gold have been money for centuries. It's God's money. It's been around forever. They can't print more of it, and um, and it's a hard asset you want to be into. I don't think real estate right now is the place to be. If you think it is, by all means, God bless you. But at 8% interest rate, I think it's crazy, and the prices are still astronomical, and the rents are crazy. And what about if the people don't pay you the rent, and you're trying? Just there'll be better times, I guess. Or maybe if you're in precious metals, you'll be able to buy more housing or apartments or land when the precious metals blow up. I think they're gonna go much higher. I think that precious metals during bad economic times do well, and if the is going to pivot, which they are, because that's all they know how to do, they're going to even blast off even higher. The markets are like that as well, but precious metals, I think, will really rally even harder. So that's my take on that. So we talked about the Fed and all the damage that they're doing, creating inequality, and and this is all because of the Fed. Our government's too big, and then we have a big election year coming up, so that'll be interesting. But it's just gonna be same old thing, more printing, and we need smaller government. We need smaller government, smaller regulation, uh, and we have to take a chainsaw to entitlements, and people don't want to do that, or we're gonna have to eventually default on the debt. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Um, or go to war, and we always solve things with war. So don't be surprised if we see some missiles going anywhere and causing more havoc. Um, so we did the Fed, we did what the trends, energy, precious metals. I did some of the trades. Um, that's pretty much it. Real estate, car prices. I gotta do a video on car prices. Car prices have come down a lot. I don't know about new cars, but used cars, a lot of prices have come down big time. Big time. I gotta do a video there, go through the spreadsheet so you guys can see some of the stuff that I sell and the prices on them. It's pretty interesting. I gotta do some research on the grains. Wonder why the grains are not doing well. They haven't really picked up. I wanted to do some research on that. I gotta read up on that, but that has to do a lot with obviously supply and demand and weather and yields and stuff like that. And they're really not heavily traded. Look, corn, 55 contracts, soybean 70, and wheat 23 on the smaller stuff. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there hasn't been much out there. Oh, one last thing, international. So yeah, we're getting a little sell off at international, but I think that the world is realizing that our dollar is just being printed and being used as a weapon as well because we throw all these sanctions around on people that use dollars. I think the world is trying to realize, that that we can't print our way to prosperity. We have deficits in trade as well, and all these emerging markets have surpluses. So emerging markets, you want to be in there, and definitely want to put your dollars to work there because when they print more money and the dollar starts losing value, all these emerging markets will do well. So I'm in the FKIDX through my 401k, but there's ETFs like EEM that can get you exposure. You can look into that. Just Google international ETFs, and you can find out about that. Well, anyways, this video's been long enough. I've been blabbing on and on. Anyways, have a safe good night, and see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, share the video, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll chime in tomorrow if I see anything out there that catches my attention and looks like some value. Take care. Bye bye.